always had horses. My father was always breeding as well as having the pharmacy in Fermoy. We was always breeding National Hunt mares and the odd flat mare. His best horse would have been Travado, who won the Arkle for Nicky Henderson.
That gave you a buzz early on, so.
Oh, it did. Got caught. I went to watch it while at school and got caught. I was only in first year in Coleman's, didn't work out well. The priest was in the bookies before me. But
A good way to catch the birds early on, so.
yeah, it was. And been once or twice after that. And he got caught once more, told him I had a dental appointment. Following day, a horse called, I think it was Anne's Prince, trained by another relation of Dad's, Jimmy Murphy. We won a Tipperary in the photograph. Following morning, same priest, back in again. I see the dental appointment was in Tipperary.
The school career was fairly short, so you got into the...
Yeah, the intelligence part wasn't there for me.
So he developed it on then, and it started from mares and went towards stallions?
Yeah, we started with, the first horse we stood here was a horse called Air Display. We bought from Hugo Murray, and he was a middle range horse. He was a Nicoli horse from the States. He had a couple of nice horses, nothing major. Hugo then sourced for Dad a horse called Cezanne. He would be the first proper stallion we stood. He won the champion stakes for Gondolphin, super horse. Unfortunately, a complete Jaffa. Didn't get anything in full first season. He was replaced the following year by Humble, who was a Group 2 winner by Theatrical, and he was also he was one of the first we stood him. He was a hurdle winner for Dermot Weld, and he was Grade 2 place for him. And it just sort of went from there. Yes, it is a tough job, but it's if you get it right, it's very rewarding. Like everything, it's either a peak or a valley. I think we have one of the best lineups at the moment. We have between the new arrival Kinway. There is Way to Paris, who I have very high hopes for, and Storm the Stars, who's starting his second year with us, is hitting the headlines. He's proved very popular since the Stormheart at Punchestown, and he should hopefully continue on.
So there's some exciting horses here at the moment, but I suppose in the past you've had some high profile ones. Dale Amy is probably one a lot of people remember. He was I think the highest rated horse in 1999.
He was active for 4 years, and he was with us in retirement. He was managing his own, he was minding the mares in one of the top barns, keeping an eye on him. He arrived in 2010. I think he came in around April because of the quarantine from South Africa where he was, and he covered these first 3 seasons he covered in excess of 100 mares every season. He wasn't the easiest horse in the covering shed to work with. He was more of a lover, but for 3 seasons he was brilliant. Anytime he did the job, he would go in, he'd mind the mare, we'll say. But after that, in 2013, his fertility, we got 1 mare out of, I think, about 60 in foal, and we brought in Carlotta Mix as his replacement. Again, French Greys, what can you do? But like I said, Delamy, again, he was part of the family here, and 4 years ago, Pat Downs asked me would we be open to sending him back to Giltown to live out the last couple of years of his retirement, and he did. He went back, but he was a grand-natured horse. You wouldn't know he was a stallion. Like when we moved him from the stallion yard, because when he wasn't covering, he was we'd say intimidated by the others. So when he moved in, he was happy out. He was in charge of the mares above there. They'd have to pass his box heading for the coverings, and he'd just give a snort or not. He was sort of going, yes, you're going. Like our battleground would be mid to lower table. We are attracting a higher client now with the Paris Storm, and again with the bookings that have come in for Kinway. Again, it's a gradual building process, and you have to keep in it. But fashion is a huge, and we were lucky with Paris, is is one of the fashionable horses for the last 2 seasons. And hopefully it'll continue for a few more with him. Like Storm the Stars should be popular again. He should be a fashion horse with what's gone on with Storm Heart. There's a few more that we've getting good reports on that have been brought in from France, and there's one or two that were sold at Goffs. At the Land Rover, one with Ian Ferguson in the north was according to him, was one of the standout lots of the day. Sourced from the Blehans again in Galway. And there is Barber in England is supposed to have a horse that's above average as well. So it's all hoping and luck. The French thing is they support their local stallion. The size of France makes it a bit hard to go to the Normandy studs from when you're down in the south. But you're looking at getting horses here. Everyone is battling. It's not just your local stud you're on against, it's the one that you're even Brexit has made it a bit less attractive for the Irish to go to the English studs, but you're still going to be battling to get mares in.
Yeah, and I suppose these high profile sires are a bit maybe out of other people's price range, and you have to price yours competitively, I suppose, to get those good mares in as well.
Well, I think we have priced them competitively here. I'm easy enough to deal with. And we broke the baseball bat last year, so we won't be able to collect with that. But your price range is like there's a lot of snob value in the game as well. Or like you've used X. Oh, okay, I got him at Y. It's that kind of. But everyone, like, my prices are fairly friendly, so we should attract plenty on it. This is way to Paris. He's starting his 4th season at Coolagown. His first crop foals are 2-year-olds this year. He gets a good looking foal, good attitude, great walker, very much like himself in his own mode. And he gets the odd 1 or 2 greys. He came straight from France. I was lucky. I deal with a very good agent in France, and Richard Venn. He sourced Storm the Stars as well for me, and he's sourced a few other horses. He's my go-to over there. He raced from 2 to 7, retired Sow, Wind and Limb, Group 1 winner, a 12 Group 2 winner as well. Took some notable scalps of top-class Group 1 horses as well. And he beat in 23 or 24 individual Group 1 winners he beat. I said he's got a good pedigree as well, and he's main marketing as well. He's the only son of Champs-Élysées standing at stud. He's a big horse with a good walk, and I said hopefully his first crop foals will be tough as racehorses as himself. Oh, he is family. We're changing his passport to Irish. Storm the Stars. He is a Group 2 winner by Sea the Stars, placed in the English Irish Derby and the English Ledger. He was a tough racehorse, retired Sound, Wind and Limb again. He's starting his 2nd season with us in Coolagown. He's first crop of 5-year-olds, and he had a very good advertisement at Christmas with the Willie Mullins Gigginstown own Storm Heart, putting up a huge performance at Punchestown on New Year's Eve.
That's a big boost for him, I suppose, so early in his career here.
Yes, it is, but he was well supported last year. We got some very good mares that were above our, hopefully not for long more grade, but he covered dams of 2 Grade 1 winners, including Long Walk Dog. He's a good fertility, and as you can see, he moved again like way to Paris. He's a good moving individual, and again he was a Richard Venn sourced horse.
Kenway, the new sire standing here in Coolagown.
Yeah, he is settling in well. He is the first son of Galloway to stand in Britain or Ireland. He's a Group 3 winning 2-year-old over 7.5 furlongs. He retired Sound, Wind and Limb. He's a stakes winner 2, 3 and 4. When he won his Group 2, he took the scalp of Wooded, which is not an easy thing to do. He's bred he's Galloway out of Kindar Jean Mare, which is responsible for some very good horses, Flat and National Hunt. Sellaway, that's already standing with Harris de Beaumont. And
Willie had a good mare, Gallimar Soul, Grade 1 winning juvenile hurdler last year as well. Yes, she's bred the same
line as well. And he would be also, Galloway would be the sire of Vauban as well with Willie. And there is plenty Like there, some very good Galloway horses are coming online, and he's a good entry point for a lot of people to get into the Galloway blood.